Yo. What's going on? Nothing's right. I'm torn. All right. Good morning, everybody. Come and tell-vous. How are you? Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Why? Un momento, por favor. Because trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, my name is Wayne. I'm a currency trader just like you. But I've been doing this for more than 20 years. Cool. I love trading commodities and currencies and stock indices. Right on. Before that, I was a venture capitalist. Cool. Before that, I was a high-tech entrepreneur in the Silicon Valley. Very nice. Before that, I worked in the nonprofit world, managing an organization of about 3,000 people in 27 different cities across the United States. That's the organization I sat on the board of directors with George Soros. Cool. But also the former head of, the former CEO of AT&T, vice president of General Electric, vice president of Arthur Andersen, representative of the United Nations, a few others. Very cool. And before that, I had a paper out and worked at hockey rinks. Oh, I forgot NASA. I worked at NASA for a couple of summers because I was preparing to be an astronaut. I was Top Gun qualified. Cool. So anyways, that's me. How are you? Who are you? How are you? Who are you? So let me know. I can share from these 20 years. I think that's most appropriate. The 20 years of trading. Yep. I've seen a lot of different market conditions. I've seen a lot of different recessions. I've seen a lot of different central bank policies and so on and so forth. So let me know how it can help. If you want me to cover something specific, I will. I think I'll be chilled today. I've had a long week. So you just let me know and I'll follow your lead. Technical analysis, fundamental analysis, that's all fair game. Interesting news out of the UK today, huh? Inflation's getting better. Good job. Good job, UK. All right, cool. So I'd like to point you to some resources. Links are in the description below. I think you should check out tradersway.com, an ethical, trustworthy foreign exchange broker. Check them out. I've been working with them for, 8 years? Check them out. They're worth it. Okay? I'll push you in the right direction. Do your own due diligence. But I've worked with maybe really over 20 years of doing this, really 2, maybe 3 brokers in that career. And the first one got gobbled up after the National Futures Association changed all their regulations and stuff. And there was a time when there was a ton of brokers, and then they all went down to like 2 brokers. And so anyways, and so Traders Way, yeah, check them out. You might want to check out my my community, investorbootcamp.com, where we talk about commodities and currencies and stock indices and bonds. We're going to add courses too, like personal finance, like real estate, all that kind of stuff. Just check it out. It's $88 a year. I think I'm going to raise prices. I think we're done. I lowered prices from $1,000 to $88 during COVID. I think maybe we're done. It's time to raise them. So if you've been thinking about it, but you haven't taken action, hurry up, bro. $88 is insanity. There's no way that the courses are at FX Bootcamp, or sorry, Investor Bootcamp, are worth less than $1,000. So hurry up, try it for $88. But yeah, I'd like to do real estate and personal finance next, or maybe venture capital strategies. There's a lot that we can do. So go check that out. And then Quant-in-a-Box is another, thank you, Jim, for the mug, Quant-in-a-Box. This is a service I have now that automates your macroeconomic analysis and now, right, market analysis, economic analysis and market analysis. Fully automated for you, so check that out. Cool. Coolio. So pound is weak today. As you probably already know, inflation has improved, which means the Bank of England doesn't have to raise interest rates as high because it's starting to work, which they really needed it, right? Santiago says, for current members, would you consider grandfathering at the current price? Absolutely. Santiago, I'm going to reward you for sure. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Oh, no, thank you, Santiago. All right. Oh, wow, what a week. So anyways, one less rate hike. And so you can pick on the pig today. Piggy, 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 can't you see? Oh, speaking of Biggie Smalls, that makes me think of Tupac, and that makes me think, did you hear that the police raided a house near Las Vegas yesterday in connection to Tupac's murder in 1996? Dumbass said, what? Yeah, no joke. Yeah, Heather. Yeah. David Pegler and Kurt Worley. Amazing human beings, huh? Yeah. Two of my favorite human beings on earth. Yeah. What great fellows. All right, taking a look at pound. Okay. Pound weaker, even weaker than Kiwi. Wow. Cray. Okay. Pound weaker than CAD. Look at the kickoff R3, huh? Holy smokes. Holy smokes, that's dramatic, huh? Richard says he was short pound dollar. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I was short pound yen. Okay. Back in, right? There's a couple of things overlapped here. I got to move this over. Okay. See if this makes sense. This is what a strategy that we were covering at Investor Bootcamp a month and a half ago. So I'll just move them. Okay. Once we got below this EKI, this trade was actually nullified. But anyways, we're back in the range. It'd be interesting. Liverpool wants to know about trading gold for today. Cool. Tell me if you're a bull or a bear and why, Liverpool. And I'm happy to do so. I will definitely do it. But I will wait for you, Liverpool, to tell me if you're a bull or a bear on gold and why. And I'll do it. If you don't, then I won't. Cool. So anyways, pound Aussie. Look at that. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, but you have to give me a reason. You love taking greedy bulls' money doesn't mean a dang thing to me. So give me a reason. Just give me one reason and I'll turn right around. Okay. Okay. So anyways, you can see definitely a change in direction there. Okay. Pound even weaker than Aussie. There's the pound dollar trade. What do you think? Predictable? What this red zone means for those that are not members of Investor Bootcamp. And by the way, everybody in Investor Bootcamp knows this. That red zone means bulls out. Okay, I'll do it like that. Bulls out. Okay. Liverpool says that, and I watched reversal last night. All right, so you have no fundamental reason? Is that right, Liverpool? Are you technically, right? You're a technical trader? Like you have no idea why, which is fine. I just need to know where you're coming from. But anyways, a couple of things. On the first day of the month, we were here. And if you take the course, hint, 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 at Investor Bootcamp, you know that this is the target. That's the expected outcome. It's in the course. Just like this target. Okay? Get Liverpool. In all honesty, I'm a bit hesitant to go as you have a slight fear. I'm stuck. Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right. So here's the thing. Yeah. So you don't know why you're making trades. And that's where fear comes from. You know that you're making some sort of technical decision, but you don't know when it's going to stop. Or you don't know why it's going to stop. So that is where the fear comes from. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. That takes some guts. Okay, here's my plan. Okay, now this downward move, there's two things going on here. By the way, yesterday at Investor Bootcamp, we did something called Stop, Look, and Correct. We do this once a week with all members of the live trading groups. And we look at I look at and review with you your trading plan in front of the rest of the community. So you have to stand up in front of the class, but it's like your trade plan and I give you feedback. So it's not me telling you what to do. It's me giving you feedback. We had a member, his trade plan was to kick it off in counter trend trade, admittedly a counter trend trade. And I agreed with it. He followed all the rules that make sense. And that's before it started falling. So I said, yeah, it makes sense here. You want to be as close to that 85 price as possible. You don't want to wait for it to fall $50 and then do it. So that's that. So it's a valid counter trend trade. And what we've learned since then is there's less inflation. So I down in the UK. And if there's less inflation in the world, so I down in the UK, I down in the USA, I down almost everywhere. So some rationale in the short run would be that there's no reason to hedge. Okay, but it's not falling yet. There is a short-term counter trend, but there's something that I call an Arctic turtle, which means really I think what happens is the market wants to get closer to 2000, and an Arctic turtle is a scenario where there's two targets, a monthly target and a weekly target. And when you get to the weekly target that I've drawn, all weekly bulls will exit. And when you get to the monthly target, most monthly bulls will want to take profit. And they all are gunning for the same thing, higher high. So I said to that counter trend trader, that trader set up the trade based on counter trend rules, which are fine, but I thought it'd be early and that we'd get here. And at that point, all weekly and most monthly will exit. And maybe you get a scenario like this next week, which would lead to short-term short to, and then later, maybe later this week or next week, long-term short. But for even the long-term short, which could even fall further than that, you would need disinflationary pressures and or risk off. Okay. There's a lot that goes into risk off. I'll show you quickly a way to analyze it. Oops. What's going on? Nothing's right. I'm toned. Okay, I'll log into QB. Here's today's video, by the way. In a couple of hours, it'll be launched on or released. Oh, I forgot to do it. On YouTube, but I didn't download it or upload it. So maybe not today. Well, maybe you want to subscribe. All right, let's go to here. Let me log into the Google Cloud. Wait for it. Wait for it. So the way that this is short term, by the way, so this is right now. I want to highlight the risk gauges. To understand risk on or risk off, what you need to look, or what we look at, is what the S&P 500 is doing now, generally this week, generally this month. What VIX is doing today, weekly, monthly. Dollar index today, weekly, monthly. Yield on the 10-year T-note today, weekly, monthly. Gold today, weekly, monthly. Yen futures today, weekly, monthly. And then you create a basket by scoring them. And you can see right now, just ever so slightly bullish. And then weekly and daily is mixed. So you should be careful today. But if you understood aggregate demand, this is what's showing you on different time frames, you would know whether you should be buying gold or not. Okay? And there's just only slightly some bullishness. So that means if this goes up, okay, and then we get here next week, the sentiment changes from, let's say, some bad earnings come out on Friday. So far, earnings have been good, especially in the banking system. But if earnings come out poor tomorrow or the next day, and sentiment changes, and suddenly it goes from risk on to risk off, this is really going to come down. And it makes technical sense, but it would also make fundamental sense. And you'd have market sentiment lined up with economic reality. Cool. And you should be confident in that setup. Okay? So you have to understand inflation or disinflation. Okay? And you have to understand the market dynamics. Market meaning buyers and sellers that are making decisions for the next 6 to 12 months. Institutional investors think 6 to 12 months in advance. And they're thinking, okay, well, maybe this disinflationary period means that we skip a recession. If you're a recession skipper, okay, then your analysis looks like this for the next 6 weeks for gold. Because an aggregate demand pushes up the price of everything. And in a scenario like that, dollar is likely to weaken. And I proved it. Oh, and I forgot to talk about that. I proved it yesterday in the third quarter outlook, the Q3 outlook at Quant-Box's special presentation. I proved what happens when there's a recession in the United States, what happens to the dollar. I don't give opinions. So I showed you, here's what the dollar did, how it performed over the last 8 recessions. And now people that attended that know for a fact. So if a recession shows up, you know what to do. And then we looked at what generally happens to the US dollar in times of economic expansion, such as increases in GDP. In particular, actual GDP above potential GDP. And we looked at those facts, and now those attendees know factually what happens. I also showed a key leading indicator of recession in the last, I think it was 6 or 7 recessions. I showed you something, and then right after that, there was a recession. And recession defined by the Fed. So this was all from the Fed. And then then it did it again, recession. 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 And then I showed you the reality of right now. And I'm like, what do you think of this? And it's a jaw-dropping moment. So I swear to you, I believe in my heart of hearts that the presentation I gave was worth at least $11, and I charged 10. So I'm contributing to the productivity of the world by creating $11 worth of value and charging 10. Some people might say it was worth $12, and that's even better. Oh, wow, it's clear when I put the glasses on. But then I do this all the time, then I look really old. But anyways. So and I wanted to show you how to do that. You can still sign up and watch the recording. It will be there 13 more days. I think it's this one. Yeah. This is available. The recording is available for 3 more days. Hey, yo, it's Wayne. Just want to give you an overview of this Q3 outlook that we're going to do on Tuesday. Just kind of like all the other ones, we're going to go through probably, I don't know what, 2 or 3 dozen. Did I do 2 or 3 dozen? Economic charts and reports. Most of it actually from the Fed, but some of it from Quant-Box. What we're going to try to do is predict really what the next 90 days of trading is going to be like. Again, the economic indicators are going to give us a reasonable picture of really what the question that all traders, investors are asking about right now is there a recession coming? And if so, when is it going to be? So again, dozens of reports we're going to look at. And I believe we answered all those questions. Figure out, are we risk on or risk off for the next quarter, Q3, baby. See you then. Cheers. Yeah, I thought, right? It was 2 or 3 dozen, wasn't it? 2 dozen, I would say. And then we did answer the question, is there a threat of recession and is it coming soon? And what should we do if it arrives? I think we answered all those questions. So I have a pretty good idea what I want to do in September. I just don't know what's, if this rally is going to continue, because it is, let's say, seasonally unusual for the stock market to be so big, so bullish, let's say. But people are trading the idea that we're not going to go into recession anytime soon. Well, it could get interesting. So I would say fundamentally, I think there is a risk of recession, and I'll show you why if you watch the course. But the second part is it ain't happening now, but that could change pretty quickly, actually. Tim says, it was a great third quarter outlook class. Yeah, I have to watch again and take notes. Cool. Right on. It's a lot of stuff. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. My oh my WTI, but we are close to a top. So let's take a look. I think it's insert indicators, custom biased pivots. Bullish, I think monthly, true. Okay. Yeah. So if you zoom in, let me click in one so you can see it. Can you see this? No, I have to zoom out now to add it. There we go. Anyways, I think you can see that. It says for the month of July, the profit target conservative is right here. And that's where we are right this second. And this is the bullish profit target aggressive. And I'd like to actually take this up to 80. It might just take next week as well. But that would be very aggressive. If it was going to fall and drop back down to, let's say, 65, it would probably do so now. But that's not what it technically what seems to be going on. But this is where conservative bulls take profit. This is where aggressive bulls take profit. And would bulls take it up to there? They're not supposed to in July. Okay. Okay. So Liverpool, are you going to watch the presentation? It's a whopping $10. What is that, 8 pounds? 7 pounds of pressure? Yeah. See, I want to buy a Lamborghini. I want to get rich. I'm a YouTube guru. Yeah, $10, bro. Buy me a beer. When does it start? We did it yesterday. So you have to watch the recording, and the recording's disappearing in 13 days. Does anybody know how long it was? What, an hour and a half? Almost 2 hours? Phuket. Yeah, dude. Well, the nice thing about that is your cost of living would drop, huh? 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, thank you, Jim. Yeah. Yeah, Cuba's my Phuket. When I was in Cuba in January, someone came up to me and he's like, hey, man, you can get prostate surgery done here for cheap. I'm like, how insulting. Wait, why? Because I'm a gray-haired man? I have prostate problems? Yeah, probably. You don't know me. And he's like, yeah, like $500 you can get your prostate operated on. He's like, but the only thing is you got to bring your own cotton swabs. So apparently what happens is you pay $500, which is, you know, a year's salary for the doctor. And then they give you a shopping list, and you got to get some medicine from Switzerland, and you got to buy your own bandages and stuff. So there's no supplies, but there are plenty of trained doctors. And then I swear to God, he pulls out a book, like, and inside are photographs, and he's like, "You can pick your nurses." I'm like, well, it doesn't. These are just photographs. They don't show like their qualifications. You pick by their looks. I'm like, oh. So, anyways, $500, man. Fix you up real nice. Yeah. Yeah. So you can retire in Cuba, closer than Phuket. But anyways, right. Where do you get that indicator? First of all, it's mine. I invented it. Second of all, it's included with your membership at investorbootcamp.com, which costs $88 a year. It's included in your membership. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, because I'm trying to get rich on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Oh, wait. You get it for included with the $88? Yeah. I give you hundreds of indicators. Huh. Right? Redonkulous. So anyways, risk here. That's all I can say. I'd like it to go higher, but risk there. Yeah, totally, Andrew. But what I'm saying is you can go to Cuba and get her done. Something like that in the United States costs $30,000. You can go to Cuba and $500 gets it done, and you get to pick your nurses. It's like, it's so funny. Like, you get to pick your nurses. You're like, how about this blonde one? Oh, if you like that blonde one, look at this one on page 6. You'll like her even better. I'm like, why? Did she go to Harvard? Oh, so funny. Anyways, it's a true story. I'm not even joking. So anyways, $500, but you got to bring your own swabs. Anyways, yeah. Gee whiz, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Andrew. Yeah, I just had the blood test done. I'm like, test my thyroid, right? Like, there's markers in the blood tests. And I'm like, definitely do the prostate scan in the blood, because I think it puts out enzymes, not proteins. Sometimes I get that mixed up, but you look for these markers, and I didn't have any of the markers, right? I think it's like if it's above 4, you got real risk and then, and probability. So at that point, then you do a physical exam. But I was like 0.5, and the first red flag is at 4, and I'm like 0.5. So it doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem to be there. But anyways, but yeah, for sure, have it done. Well, hopefully you didn't earn it the hard way, Tim. So my WTI, gold we talked about, Bitcoin still below 30. Okay, we've already talked about that. Stock market's still up. Already talked about that. I guess we'll take a look at some yen pairs. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Tim. Sucks. So my pound yen has now made a lower low. I have 140 pips locked in. I'm going to move in and lock in 200 pips if you don't mind. Okay, there we go. I have 200 pips locked in at 8160 and we're at 180. So pretty soon I'm going to lock in probably 300 pips. So what I'm looking for the next move in risk management is another lower low, lower high. There's another way to do this, and I can, maybe I'll do it this way as a lesson. I don't know. I go to indicators, trend, and I can exit based on volatility. And currently, oh, look at that. It's actually pretty funny. Funny how, like a clown. PSAR says lock in 2010 pips. Oh, okay. 2010 pips it is. 210 pips. Cool. And this indicates where your stop should be based on volatility. Cool. So, okay, or I just get out now for 300. Okay, great, fine, whatever. All right, then we look at Kiwi, another dog with fleas, and what I want is up, down, down, up, down, down. I think I can take this down another 200 pips in the next week. So that's my thought. That's my plan. Okay. And if we get down to here later in the week, I'm going to lock in some profit. I can check the gauge that I just did on the other trade and do trend and put in that. And I had it on an hourly. Okay. And it actually says move my stop lower to lock in 40 pips. But I don't care about 40 pips. So, no. If I go more, so that's more like a day trade scenario. For a swing trade scenario, it says I should continue risking 50 pips, 47 pips. But no, if it fails, I'll lose 3. So right now, I'm not paying attention to either of those. I'm making a decision myself. And what I'm saying is, as long as we're below that level there, which is as long as we're below 87.76, I'm a bear. So I have 50 pips profit, and I'm going for hundreds. Hundo, baby. Okay. Tester, you have to email me again. Sorry, I will have more time today. Okay. I'll have to see what it is. Okay. Yeah, again. Right? Yeah, email me again. I will have time. Yeah, probably Dakar. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Remember, I've analyzed. One of the reasons I'm short this is based on my expectations for demand for New Zealand dollar, based on analysis of the central bank policy going out 18 months into the future. I'm basing it on data I've analyzed going out to 2025. I'll remind you, it's 2023. I just did Liverpool. Okay. Again, Liverpool, you need to go to Investor Bootcamp. If you didn't understand that, you need to, I mean, yeah, let's just, please just join. It's $88. Watch all the courses. It's nearly 100 hours of courses. Just do it. Okay. If you're a bear, this is like silly easy, right? You're like, dude, if you're a bear, that's silly easy. You don't know if you're right, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it'd be cool would be a little messy, but yen is not terribly strong right now because, as you guys likely already know, the Nikkei is went up last night, and when the Nikkei goes up, yen is weak. So if the Nikkei goes down tomorrow, which would occur in today's Asian session, which is tonight my time, then I make money on this trade 12 hours from now. No, it's not an apology, but it's just like, dude, you're asking all the right questions. So you're intelligent, you're asking the right questions, but I answered them 20 years ago. Yeah. So you're smart, but you are lacking information. We're finding gaps in your knowledge, and I can fix them. Right. It's all there. So awesome, dude. But this would be interesting. But I don't think this move, like I just said, it generally won't happen for the next 12 to 18 hours, let's say. And if it does, I get paid. And if not, what am I going to lose? 3 pips? So I'll record it as a loss. It's a failed trade plan. So it's not really a loss because I didn't lose any real money. But it'll be recorded as a failed trade plan where what happened, it went up, it dropped to support. So here's a failed trade plan, by the way. Okay. Right? That price dropped, and this is considered support. Okay. And the market turned around. And great. So it did not make a lower low. I sold a lower high after a lower high, and it didn't make a lower low. It hit support and reversed. Well, that's not a trend. I'm a trend trader. So if we hit support and reverse, I have a failed trade plan, but statistically don't lose any money. Wait, Neri, I don't attract beautiful people? Beautiful people are repelled, but smart people are attracted. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Uh, 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 uh. It's kind of a weekly buy. It could be. Okay. And that's the issue, isn't it? That's the issue. The issue is if it doesn't make a lower low. See, if it makes a lower low, that's my actual target. Let me show you. I can do it like this. I grab my entry, okay, and I can do this. Okay. And that is, I can't see, that's 500 and 600. So a good 500 pips away. Okay. Now, if it does not make a lower low, here's the problem. The reason I mark it as a loss and I get out without being hurt is that the opposite and equally as good trade is a bullish point of view. And a higher high would probably do this on me. Oh, God. Well, I don't want to take that kind of pain. So right now, I either make 500 pips or I lose 3. So right now, I have a 500 pip opportunity that costs me 3. What is that, 1,500? Anyways. No, 750%. Anyways. Okay. By the way, the thing I'm testing now today, in fact, I think this is going to go down. I haven't met with my development team today, but I will be in about an hour. And I believe, so like Liverpool's asking like, hey, if I sold this, what would my target be? What would my stop be and all that? What I'm testing is that I've spent the last month teaching a machine how to trade. And it seems after the last test I did, it's quite good. It's basically what I would tell you if I were me. But I can't be available to you 24 hours a day. And it takes me a lot of work to share my thoughts, especially if I had to write them down, do screenshots and all that. So if I had to do that, usually I charge $500 an hour for my time. And I don't even have the time most of the time. If you're like, Wayne, I'll pay you the $500 an hour. I'm like, but I don't have it. So, So anyways, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars. And by the way, just to email feedback cost me thousands and thousands of dollars every year. So anyways, I'm putting some real money into this project, but the idea is you can give me your trade plan and 5 seconds later, I will email you feedback on your trade on 3 different time frames. In 5 seconds. So that you can compare what you're thinking with what the AI has concluded. Emails it to you so it's private. The second thing that this machine now does is it tracks your trade. Even if your trade, let's say it's a swing trade and it takes 5 or 6 days, we will be tracking it until fruition to see if it's a loss or a win. And we will record that for you privately in your account. The third thing we're going to do is get you some social feedback to see what other traders think. Not artificial intelligence, but real intelligence. The next thing that I'm going to add to this is that it will communicate with you privately via text to say, hey man, you should consider moving your stop up 5 pips or 12 pips to this price. And then maybe 4 hours later, hey man, your trade's working out. We recommend you move your stop another 15 pips to this price. And then maybe 8 hours later, hey man, congratulations, you hit your target. That winner chicken dinner. Take your family out to Sizzler. All privately, just you and the machine having a conversation as your trade is happening. It's giving you suggestions on risk management and profit taking. Holy smokes. Aiden, the artificial intelligence, and this is the third stage of development, but will be able to have private conversations with you about your trade. Oh. Oh. Whoa, dude. Whoa. So anyway, I got phase 1 testing today. I'm hoping that next week you will be able to beta test. You'll be able to sign up for your account, like register for your account, post your trade plans, get feedback automatically, and possibly even share feedback with other traders on their trades. So basically, the basic service beta test. Phase 1 beta test. But it works. As far as I know now, it works. So now we have to update like server certificates so that it's HTTPS and not just HTTP, and it's not playing right. And we got all that kind of sys tweaks. But I believe it all works. By the way, it's phase 4, which some of it is already developed. Phase 4, not only will it communicate with you, but it's learning from all our trade or all its trades and all your trades. It never forgets anything. So we're tracking all this data, and maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, I don't know, after seeing 1 million trades, it's learning, and the advice it will give you will no longer be like a replication of what would Wayne do. It'll become more and more aware and alive, if you want to think about the AI that way. It will then shift away from what Wayne would do to what statistically would be the right thing to do in this situation, having looked at millions of trades, and then isolating this down to maybe thousands of situations very similar to the one that you're thinking about. And it will know the probability and like, okay, out of millions of trades observed, we've seen 2,387 trade setups just like the one you're thinking about. And there's only a 27.3% chance it's going to work. So it would be a thumbs down on your idea. But let us share with you the what we think would be likely to happen next. And then it would develop charts and share with you. Oh my God. So this is going to be incredible in 3 or 4 years. Incredible. Now, it could also, what I was thinking about, change the way you learn how to trade. So right now, what an amateur does is opens up a demo or opens up a small live account, pops $1,000 into it, and then starts firing off trades until they lose all their money. What if instead you used Aiden like a demo account and you start looking at the markets and giving it trade plans and then 5 seconds, you learn the probabilities of your idea. Whoa. Whoa. And you post a trading idea and you're like, dude, no. Seriously. Really? No. Stop it. Imagine. Why not, Roderick? And then it tracks whether it worked out or not. Remember, it's not like you just post a plan and then it gives you feedback and it's done. Imagine Aiden is watching 10,000 trades at the same time, managing the stops along the way, tracking targets along the way, and learning all the while. It's mind-boggling, actually. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Yeah. So I hope you participate in my experiment. Okay? Yeah. I hope you have the same vision as me. Like, we're going to be able to get really smart about our trades. Imagine knowing the probability of success of your trade before you've even taken the trade. You know what I mean? Is the future of trading at risk because of AI? Only if you're not on the clue train. Raman says, hey, AI mentor. I'm thinking it the other way. Like, what if you just are filtering trades and finding out the ones that have your highest probability? And then you take those ones. I mean, dude, I think it could be a game changer. Is what site called Udemy? Udemy is, yeah. What site are you talking about? I don't know what site you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, investorbootcamp.com. Formerly fxbootcamp.com. Yeah. That's right, the Aiden project. All right. So, yeah, you can see I'm still tired from yesterday, so I'm not very enthusiastic about stuff. If you look at like Aussie yen today, that 4-hour candle looks nuts. But I'll tell you, it does look risk on to me. And this is, I think, the probable outcome. And I have to be careful because I'm short a couple of yen pairs. So if it goes up, then I'll probably get out of those trades a bit early. And, you know, nothing sad about taking a 300 pip winner, right? It kind of sucks because I think I got a couple hundred more. I think they're worth 500. But if market conditions change and I don't adjust, then I'm not managing my trades properly. So anyways, I got to be careful. So with that, I'll bid you adieu. Have a wonderful day. I will not be around tomorrow. I will not be around Friday. No swing trading meeting tomorrow. No live streams tomorrow. No live streams Friday. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week. I believe we got a Fed meeting coming up hot and soon, hot and fast. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, my big vacation. Get to hang out with at my mother-in-law's house. Yay! Peace on earth. May the bips be with you. May your profits be above average. Hey, click the thumbs up on the way out, huh? Cheers.